Wagwan, Wagwan. It's your man Sinatra, 1878 Casuals on this February 6th, the 65th anniversary of the Munich air disaster. I got my man Face. I got LA's top one, Bandido Mike. We're going to talk a little Flowers of Manchester. We're going to talk a little Scum, two Scum matches. We talk a little Bertie Magoo cheating again. That's what City do. All right, so start us off, Bandido.
Yeah, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, everyone. First thing we got to do is laugh at City.
That's all laugh at City. That's
I'm,
all laugh
I'm
at
loving it.
City.
Yeah, so
Going
before
up,
we would
you're
just
going down.
say like, okay, we we know what they're doing. We can't prove it. Their little project is they're doing their thing, but it's all come around now, hasn't it? They got them on paperwork. Follow the money. Isn't that what they always say? Follow the money.
The Premier League came with receipts. They're like, listen, no, we got receipts. We got receipts, dog. They're crawled up their ass like the IRS.
So they had a bit of trouble. What was it, 2 years ago with UEFA?
And that was the whole thing with the strikers, right? When they registered too many strikers that one season when they had like 8 strikers on the books.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was. I thought it was something. I thought it was something with financial, but they appealed and won. And famously, that is City's biggest victory in Europe, in the courtroom, not on the pitch. Uh, so yeah, I mean, they've got all the way back to what was it, 2008 to 2018. This is a 4-year investigation. It'll be interesting to see like how much teeth does the league have, and what are they really going to do? You know what? We would love to see him, drop down. To send him to non-league.
Wrexham, yeah, sit him down with Wrexham. Be down there with Wrexham.
Yeah, let him play with Altrincham in that. Yeah, so who knows? It's going to mean, points deduction. Is it going to mean wiping out their titles? Is it going to mean dropping them to a championship or to League One? Yeah, I think drop them, man. Drop them down to at least the championship.
It's interesting, right, that it's an independent arbitrator that the Premier League has taken this to. So, like, on that note, Face, do we expect anything to happen, or is it just going to be another blowover?
Well, the word that they use to describe this is unprecedented. It's never been this many allegations. You're talking about 100 allegations. If you want to go into depth, it goes 50 allegations of accused accuracy of financial information. That's 50. You got 8 allegations of manager pay. That's under Mancini. You have 12 allegations of player pay.
So
you have 5.
Face, what was that with Mancini? They said they were paying him out of one was officially on the books, and then allegedly that they were paying players and the coach off the books.
Off the books. Off the books.
Amazing.
But the thing, so we can go into allegations, but it comes up to 100. The thing where UEFA couldn't punish them was because they put a time limit on it. Premier League has no time limit.
You're right.
Premier League, like, we can investigate you from the minute you got here. So you kind of fucked, buddy.
And it seems like they were cheating from the minute they bought him.
From the jump street.
But she came in. She came in and been that fuck shit, right?
Yeah, it's from the jump. But Bandido said it. We all knew it. We always like, we don't even respect what you're doing, and we don't even care. It's like we as United supporters knew in our hearts that they were cheating because the stadium's still empty. So just off that alone, we knew you can't be making money like you say you're making money, because That means you're not a worldwide draw. You're not bringing
Well,
it in.
this
They don't
was
even have
their,
the prawn sandwich. There's not
this
even a
was
prawn
the
sandwich
hustle, right?
brigade.
This was their hustle. Hold on.
Yeah.
This was their hustle, right? So the stadium is the sponsorship, the naming rights, right? The Etihad, the shirt, the Etihad. It's all there. It's the same entity. That's who owns. The state owns the airline. The state owns the
There
club.
was a betting company that they found out was a dummy company that was that had the website took you nowhere. There's no one answering the phones. There's no CEO, but they were taking funds as a sponsor from this betting company. So don't forget that piece of juicy information too.
That sounds like my resume back in the days. So yeah, inflating their income of their sponsorships and all of that. I mean, come on, we knew it. We always thought like the league's not going to do anything. They think it's probably good for all this money to be injected into the league and to have a big club like this, but they finally are they going to get got face? What do you think?
It's on the Premier League. It's them doing it. If they want to show that this is the best league in the world. If you want to show your supremacy and your ability to say like, listen, we don't tolerate cheating in our league. We don't care who you are. The Premier League should come down with them heavy and financial punishment is not going to do it.
Yeah, what is $30 million to them, and
what is $100 million to them?
Yeah, nothing at all.
Nothing. So 200 million, nothing. So it'd be, what is the Premier League going to do? We're all looking at the Premier League like, all right, you're doing this, you got to find them, because you're setting precedent if you just let them get a slap on the wrist.
Absolutely.
Here's a question for you. So let's say they get a 15-point deduction or whatever, similar to what the Serie A gave Juventus. Do the players start to panic? Does Pep start packing it up? Like, is a punishment severe like that knocks them out of Europe, knocks them out of league contention? They're already, they're out of the League Cup. Is this the signal? Is this fire sale coming? Like in Cancelo, right? The Cancelo's out. The Cancelo snitch. Like, is this the beginning of the end?
Now, if you remember, Pep said, well, when I ask them, are they on an up and up, and they tell me yes, I believe them. If I found out that they were not playing by the rules, I would leave. Did he say that?
Yeah.
I guess he's setting it up, bro. He's setting it up. Barcelona's going to need a coach here soon.
Maybe he could be Xavi's assistant.
That's all F City. That's all F City.
Oh my God. This is a good time to be a United supporter. It's so good. It's so good.
Imagine waking up to that news. Like Pep's got to be feeling the pressure a little bit, right? Like
they're saying maybe that's why he's been bottling these. It's just too much for him.
Literally crying. It's so funny.
City, yeah. Look at this, Sinatra. So City are in trouble. Liverpool's falling apart. Chelsea's falling apart.
Can I say something?
You're crying.
A 15 points deduction is a slap on the wrist. You need to do more. I don't give a fuck. That's a slap on the wrist.
He's having a moment.
Yeah, good point. At what point do players go like, "Oh man, well, I didn't sign up for this." Oh, and I was reading that if players or staff, if they were aware that they were being paid off the books, then you get into like taxation and legal trouble.
So they could end up owing money in their own right.
Yeah, they don't want none of that, bro. So if you're Jude Bellingham and you go, yeah, I'm gonna go sign in City. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
It probably made sense why Kevin De Bruyne and them are on the bench now. Pep's like, listen, It's about to be a shit show. I'm out of here.
Yeah. He's like,
Because I was like,
let's go to Barcelona.
let's go. I'm gonna save
Well,
your
but
legs.
how bad how bad is missing out on Europe for a club like City that's small
It's a
time,
slap in
right?
the wrist. I think that's a slap in the wrist too. If they just miss 1 year, that's a slap on the wrist. Because then you can always buy yourself more players. You can get more mercenaries sooner or later. You can stay relevant. You feel me?
Start the whole process over again.
Nah, baby. I want like a 2 year no transfers. You can't get nobody for 2 years.
You want the death penalty? You're talking
Yeah,
Penny
I
Express.
want SMU. I want SMU. I want SMU. I want SMU. Is that fair? I mean, listen, there's teams
That's
that are doing
rough,
this
dog.
organically.
That's rough.
They've been
Teams are
cheating since
doing this
day
organically.
one.
Go ahead, Ben.
They've been cheating since day one.
Day one.
They're not cooperating with the investigations. And they weren't any good until they started cheating.
Listen,
It's true.
they broke not cooperating with Premier League 30 times. They broke that. They breached that 30 times. They didn't
30
cooperate.
times. That's fun.
That's not accidental, baby.
That's almost once a match for the whole year.
Profitable sustainability. They broke that 25 times. 25 times. You lied about your money. You broke UEFA regulations 5 times, and Premier League's punishing you for that.
I'm telling you that City Stockport derby is going to be off the hook.
It's gonna be cracking.
FC United, right?
What is the Premier League gonna do? You gotta show your league is the class on the top by punishing them hard.
Well, here's my last question on this. All right.
Yes.
Last question, then we're going to talk a little scum. So let's say they hand down the gauntlet to City. Does that line Chelsea up for a little looky-loo? Because that's another one. That's what they spent 700 million in like a year and a half or something like that.
But Chelsea makes money.
I get that.
Well, they basically changed the rule, right? They said, okay, no more spreading this over
8 years.
10, 15 years. Now it's got to be 5 is the limit. So they were so bad that they had to change the rule.
Yeah, but they let them get away with it still.
Yeah.
Just don't do it nobody else, which is cool. That's not what City did.
City was a pattern from day one.
Got caught and still continue to do it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. You're taking a piss, right? You're taking a piss on the Premier League. Like, we do what the fuck we want to do. We got money.
So now, moving on to the next club to laugh at is Leeds. We got a double with Leeds. And just like Leeds always do, they're falling apart.
They fired our American brother, Jesse Marsh. Bandido's laughing, man. I feel bad for man. All right, listen, if he wasn't an American,
Lampard? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, he's Yank Lampard, unfortunately. Now, the man knows his football. I feel a little bad. If he wasn't American, I think he gets a little more time. I think he does. I think there's still a little stigma. So feel bad for Jesse, but they're going down, man. They're going down hard.
They are.
And Bandito's upset because he wants that away day so bad. You can't imagine. And I keep telling him he's going to have to figure out a way to go with FC United or the under-21s and the pizza trophy. That's the only way you're going to get up in there.
I need Leeds to stay up. Just
one more.
So I can get Allen Road. That's what I need.
He got Goodison in before they
4 weeks away.
He got Goodison in.
Yeah, what is Leeds up to? They concede loads of goals. They don't keep any clean sheets.
They don't score a lot.
Yeah, they don't score a lot. Then they're not really
Bamford's
not
fallen
really
off,
like a
right?
possession team. They're not really a possession team. They do like to press, but then they get countered, and they're terrible at set pieces and all that. What they do is they are dirty, dirty leads. They have like tackles per 90 and fouls per 90. That's where they're up there.
Like every 4 tickets, you get a sheep or some shit like that. I heard it's like there's a sheep giveaway every Wednesday game, so it's going to be a big match.
Well, Bamford went from being like a 15 goals a year score up there halfway decent forward to like man shit. Like they've got no threat up front.
I will say it is tough when you're a selling team. So Rafinha is out in Barcelona, serving up assists to somebody else. And then you got what's his name? Sitting on the bench next to Jack Grealish, not getting any playing time either.
You're not talking about the Medford Messi, Brendan Aronson, the
No,
Medford Messi.
Yeah, what was it? Calvin Lewis.
Oh yeah.
Who's that waste
Fatty,
man that
Fatty,
said I've never
Fatty
played for
McGill.
United, and he
Fatty
went to the
McGill.
city?
That's him, Calvin Phillips.
He's a waste man. Like we wanted you.
So Leeds lost.
Any of the mates say, "Hey, we should get Calvin Lewis." Not once did I hear that.
So Leeds lost two of their more creative players there.
Key players.
And they're just, like you said, they're not scoring goals, they're not defending. To be fair, they got a decent midfield, but it's not enough to win.
Adams.
They need. I think they should get Rafa Marquez as their next manager.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that'll be a great locker room.
You can bring in Chucky and and all the Mexican players out there.
Yeah, nobody will want to pass to each other. Be all just fighting.
I have never been so disappointed. The Leeds, this Premier League shit, they just should go back down. They're not worthy. It's disappointing. We dropped like 12 on them the last 2 matches. I mean, do we need Leeds? Do we? I'd rather have Queen's Park Rangers up here or something.
Oh, he said QPR.
I just Leeds is, and they're supposed to be like a fighting community. They're tough guys. It's pussy on the field. It's pussy clock. Next subject. Let's stop talking about Leeds. Let's get to the other club. Is there another one we're enjoying?
You realize we played them twice, right? Before we played Leicester.
Who was calm at the bar? Like, listen, we're going to win this with 9 people. I don't care. Everybody was like calm. This, oh my God. I was like, they don't trip. We got it. It's Ten Hag. He took everybody out.
So what we need to discuss is
what do we do? No Casemiro.
That's exactly what we need to discuss. So for me, automatic Sabitzer. He's in the team straight out. I think honestly we go probably Sabitzer Fred for Wednesday. To me that's the midfield. Bruno retains his place. I think he slots in. I don't know how you feel about it, Face.
I think he absolutely slouched in. You got to think of him. It's going to be a very active midfield now. Very active, quick passes. So the long-range game is out with Eriksen and Casemiro out. But I want everybody to calm down for a second, take a deep breath. We play Leeds twice, and I'm disrespecting Leeds. Yes. And we play Leicester City. Who are having but with that, let's not go there. It's gonna be more active, but it's gotta be Fred and Sabitzer and Bruno. It has to be. So Scotty's out for a couple. Remember, Scotty's out for a couple weeks.
Scotty is good for a Leeds match, isn't he? But he's out.
Yeah, he's out. You didn't bring Kobe Mano in? Are we gonna go to the back 3 and do something funky?
I think Kobe Mano at the 6, like a defensive mid, is not his greatest position. He's more of an 8. So I think putting him in a 6 without Casemiro is I don't know if that's a good thing.
I honestly believe Sabitzer would be deeper than Fred because he's a better defender than Fred, and we'd rather have him at the last go. Let Fred do his shit. It's gonna be Sabitzer, Fred, and then Bruno. It's gonna be, but it's. I feel it'll be fine.
How long is Scott out for?
At least 2 more weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
So we don't have him for
Yeah, don't
either
talk
or
about it.
tie.
Don't talk about it. Casemiro will be back before him.
So we don't really, without throwing in like Iqbal, there's not a ton of options. This is where I think we see Martinez steps into midfield, at least in one of these fucking games. I think he does. In one of the next 3 games, without Casemiro, to try to do a bit of a rotation, I think we see Licha finally step into the middle. Because what Ten Hag's been talking about it recently, how he's more than capable of slotting in. I think we finally see him slot in here.
Well, at this moment, I'm sorry, Bandido. Who else is going to back up Sabitzer, Fred, and Bruno?
You don't have anybody.
It's either academy
kids.
kids or
You're right. You're dead right.
And I'm with Iqbal. That's another one that Iqbal's not really a 6. Like Iqbal's another one that's more of an 8, more of a forward-thinking player.
Yeah, like a better in a double pivot.
Yeah,
I think
I
Sabitzer, he's an older player. He's a seasoned professional, and even though he hasn't been with the squad, I think he slots in. I know he was there to replace Eriksson in that role, but he's got a lot of he plays all over the place. He can play higher, he can play back, he can
he's a
play.
better Fred.
Yeah, he play on the wing. He's got a good passing range, so I see him in that 6 being the defender in front of the back floor.
and we've got no worry about his fitness, right? Coming from Bayern Munich, there's never a worry about the fitness.
Yeah, even though he's not playing 90 minutes with them, it's thought that he's still a machine, running around out there.
And you know what? In fairness, he might be their 4th midfielder, but when you look at like what the midfield options are at Bayern Munich, like it's disgusting. Like is he really starting over Joshua Kimmich, and is he starting over Leon Goretzka? Like probably not too often.
Icons. These are icons. You can't.
That's like the Waffen SS midfield right there. Like the Austrian can't slot in.
So
It's
out on the right, are we thinking Sancho? Are we thinking Bruno go out there wide and then have maybe another at the 10 have Sancho? What do you think?
I'd like to see Sancho at the 10. For me, in this first game, it's going to be Rashford at the 9. I don't think Weghorst sits down. He's not producing like we need him to produce right now. And if we're just going to murder Leeds on the counter, I'd rather have Rashford up there, score him a hat trick or something. So I think it'll be a typical, probably Anthony, Rashford. I'd like to see Garnacho get a start. I think maybe we could see Sancho back there on the left. Um, kind of depends on how we're feeling, but we talked about it before, Face. I'd love to see Sancho play at the 10. I think he would be, because he's not got that beat you, off the ball pace or anything like that. I think, but with his passing range, that might be, where he could actually be effective in the team.
Yeah. That position, the Mezzala, they call it. But I actually think he's going to go back to Wood, Rashi, and Anthony just because Wood is going to come back and apply defensive responsibilities too. And I think the gaffer is going to be like, since we're short in the midfield, I know Wood will come back and help him out too. So, you don't want Rashi doing all that. You want Rashi running behind people because if Wood drags in a center back, Rashi can blow behind that motherfucker because Wood's going to be fucking around. Excuse my mouth. Wood's going to be attracting attention from the box to when he drops. They're just going to let him run around, and we want Rashi bursting behind that. So I think he was sticking with our normal Rashi, Wood, Anthony,
And can I just say something again? The disappointment with Martial plays a game, he's injured,
Plays 20
comes
minutes, he's
back,
injured.
I
he's just
just
made
want
it
to know, how'd you
last.
get injured this time? Where did you go? What happened? Did you change the gears too fast? Did the lamb go? What happened?
Well, there was a rumor on Twitter that it was like he had a flu bug or something. It wasn't even an injury this time. It was like a sickness. Like it's always
Oh,
something
then
with
he
this
could
guy.
be back then. He could be back.
I'm
Boy,
I'm
he's
never
so
quite
like,
sure.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna support the Reds.
All right, so
I'm gonna say so.
we got about 6 minutes here. So we're gonna give it over to
That
Bandido Mike. He wants to talk about the Busby Babes,
yeah,
Flowers of Manchester.
time for a little seriousness, but
Yeah, we got to get a little serious here, a little somber
uh,
time.
today as we record February 6th, the 65th anniversary of the Munich air disaster and the remembrance of the Flowers of Manchester, the 8 players that died that fateful night. And of course, there were others. There were trainers and staff and airplane staff as well. We want to remember those folks. Um, so yeah, every year you get to see, Harry Maguire and Kate Zellum were out there, Lane Reeves as captains of the men's and women's team. You had the managers of the men's and women's team out at the memorial plaque out there at Old Trafford on the East End. And then you even had the academy players out there. So great to see all involved, really class. And of course, big up to all the traveling Reds out in Munich and really classy from Bayern Munich, extending their condolences as a club. And they've got, it's the old airport. It's not even an airport where the actual location is, but the Manchester Platz. I know it's on my bucket list to go. Um, so if we're ever out there on a European away, that's a must for any Red to do if you have the means, of course. So we give reverence to the Red, to the Flowers of Manchester, of course. Quick little plug. We've got another video where I walked around in Newton Heath, where the streets are named after the Flowers of Manchester. If you got time, do us a favor, check that one out. But yeah, reverence to the Flowers of Manchester.
Reverence.
I was watching that video. You and Mickey, that was class. Shout out to Mickey.
Yeah, shout
These
out.
guys.
He did a great job, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was class. We got to do a couple more of those next time. Next time, man's across the pond.
Yeah, like and subscribe so we can afford to fly everybody out and share so we can fly everybody out.
Right, we're trying to get to 800. Tell your
1,000.
friends, tell your family.
800,000 is our next
800
goal.
billion. That's what we want.
Yeah. We need Amazon numbers. We
You
got
know how we.
kids, grandkids. That was beautiful. And
Do you want to read the? Do you want to read the
oh
poem
shit.
here?
I'm
We got
telling
about 3 minutes.
such a donkey.
I don't have it.
You don't
You
have the
have it?
poem? It's on the thing.
I'm such a donkey. What?
I think Sam found it.
On one thing, I can't see anything.
on the group chat. I think he put it down there. I couldn't find it. I don't know where he found it at.
Are we recording still?
Yeah. We got like
Hey, I
two
want to
minutes.
say I'm super confident. I'm excited to see how Ten Hag maneuvers this match.
Okay,
I'm excited.
can I read it?
Go.
Yes.
2 minutes.
Okay. I wasn't born when the Busby Babes played. I wasn't born when they went to Belgrade. I never had the feeling of hearing the news when it broke. I never knew what it's like to walk through Manchester without a word being spoke. I only know the stories I've been told. Memories have grown old. A team that Munich died. Right across the country, tears were cried. Byrne, Jones, Taylor, Edwards, Coleman, Whalen, Pegg, and Bent played in a style that was heaven sent. The great Frank Swift, 7 journalists and 4 members of the crew. Krickelmeyer, Whalen, and Curry perished too. But it's all the boys, destined to rule football. What we think about today, the victory of the game, was their all. Sir Matt lay in the hospital bed, not knowing his boy's fate. He wasn't told the truth. A risk too great. Keep the red flag flying high, Jimmy, is what he said with a sigh. And that's what he did, because Manchester United will never die. A broken heart, a broken dream, a broken plane, a broken team. No words said in a silent vow. We love you then, and we love you now. The red flag will always fly high, because Man United will never die.
Beautiful.
Reverence to the flowers of Manchester.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, that's it. Like and subscribe. We're going to be back on Thursday to talk about the Leeds game. We're going to be talking about the
Bandido,
game on the
fire.
weekend. Remember, Moo Mia, Terrace Cult. Like and subscribe. We'll be back. Glazers out.
Yeah.
Fire, Bandido.